Good morning, science people. Mr. Bates here to go over what you did on Thursday, March 19th. That was Chapter 5, 1 through 5, 17, 22, 32 to 34. I'm going to put the answers up on Classroom, give you some more resources to use for tonight's or today's stuff, which is Chapter 7. We're skipping Chapter 6 and moving on to Chapter 7, which is not nutrition, but gas exchange and transport. That's the clothespin clicky lab. So let's go over the answers. We also set up a few experiments yesterday that I want to look at, and they're not quite ready yet. So I want to give you the weekend to do this experiment as well. I have a challenge ready for you. My eggs are in the vinegar. They're still dissolving the shell, but they're not ready yet. They are going to take some time. So I want you guys, if you have some vinegar and a couple eggs to spare, or just one egg, to dissolve the shell, and we'll talk about what the challenge is going to be on Monday. Or maybe tonight on JB Science Stuff on Instagram. That'd be a good one. Yesterday we also put this guy in the salt water, and you can see the osmosis, which is diffusion of water, out of this guy. He's all slimy and gross now. You could do this too at home. But he's all wilted and whatnot because these cells have no water left in them, and all the water is out in the salt solution. When we put water in this, it was down to here. Let's see if we can, and now it's way up here. So you can see that the water got taken out of the celery. Okay, so there's just a few I want to go over in the video conference, and then you can look at the guide I made to correct yourself. The first one being number 3. It says during photosynthesis. This is one of those Regents questions where you can get rid of answers 1 and 2 because it's talking about animals, and you know photosynthesis is plants. So you already have it narrowed down to 2. So 50-50 shot, we'll take that. But then it says use the energy of sunlight. It's the same in both, so you know it's either 3 or 4. And then you got to write out your equation to convert CO2 and water into glucose and oxygen. That's 3 is the right answer. I'm going to skip ahead because I'm going to take some time to talk about question 17. It's that graph, if you have your book out in front of you. Reread that for a minute and make sure you read the paragraph above 17 up here. I have my camera the other direction today, but that makes it so I can't hold up text to you because it's backwards. So take a look at 17, pause the video. Okay. Which species most likely performs photosynthesis? If you look at the axes, it says increasing water depth, and then in the reading is the depth gets deeper, there's no light. So whichever line as you get deeper does less and less is that does photosynthesis, which is species B. It's that dotted line, and it's this guy, because as the depth increases, that means the amount of light goes down. Less light, less photosynthesis. So it's got to be number 2. Skipping up to number 20. This was a really good question. We're going to stop after 20, actually. So this question's amazing because it says briefly describe 3 ways that the structure of a leaf enables the process of photosynthesis to occur. You should include the following factors. I did 1 for each of them. Okay, so for light, we've looked at chloroplasts and chlorophyll in those chloroplasts. We did a chromatography of the chlorophyll, chromatography to come. We could do the coffee filter chromatography. I'm seeing a lot of like little kids and stuff doing that just as take-home projects, and they're looking at effective soap on water with a pepper thing. We'll get there on JV Science stuff, but okay, so back to the question. Light. The chlorophyll in the chloroplast absorbs light for use in the equation. Water. The water goes up the roots into the leaves, in a process called transpiration. We looked at that, how the water molecules are holding hands, and one goes and then that drags the next one up, out those stomata. And you lose a little bit, but that really kind of creates that chain effect of dragging water out. And the last one is gases. They go in and out of the stomatas of the leaf. Remember, we painted the bottom of the cells and looked at the stomatas and said that that's where gas, like oxygen, going out and carbon dioxide going in. And that's really how all those things, and we've looked at all these things kind of at different points of the year, and that's why this question is so great, is that it really ties together your chlorophyll, in your chloroplast, that's cells and cell organelles, the water, that's the whole diffusion and stuff like that, and then the gases, that was the anatomy of a leaf in the stomatas, in the stomata safari lab that we did together with the nail polish. The reading at the end, 32, 33, and 34, is really just reading comprehension. So take a look at the answers below. I'll put the link in the bio and see how you did on those, but really you can pull those answers right out of those readings, and they're rather interesting readings. With that, happy Friday. Have fun and stay safe this weekend. Do something that you haven't been already doing all week. But I will tune in and watch JB Science stuff for some more cool experiments.